The talented.
There we go. There we go. Now it's been. I'm sure those jokes were really funny. Too one-sided.
All the words that we could come up with that started with fan or Fran.
Yeah, maybe it was better we cut that. I should have muted myself too. That would have done it.
That's the trick to any stream.
Yeah, that's coming out. That's not going to be in the highlight reel. That's for sure.
That's coming out of your paycheck.
Yeah, take your cut. 0 to 100%. It'll get you the same return.
100% of 0 is the same percent as 0% of 0. Welcome back to Math Facts,
where we play it safe.
I actually found out a really neat one that was like 15%. No, what was it? It was it's like 6% of 10 is the same as 10% of 6, or something. Where like it makes it easier to do percentages if you just find the one that's not batshit wang jangly.
I don't know what to do with that. Is there a could you say that but to someone stupider? Not me, of course. But someone who knows less about math.
Yeah, just that like okay, 10% of 60 is 6, right? Because you just move the decimal one place.
Right.
But 60% of 10 is the same thing.
60% of 10 is also
0.6.
6. Yeah, okay.
You don't have to math out 60% of something. You can just math out 10% of the other thing.
Interesting.
So it's just easier.
Okay.
I didn't know that until like a week ago.
Yeah, I don't. Okay,
even a week is being generous.
That's pretty cool. Oh man, I had one of those the other night. I was like laying in bed and fuck. Oh no, it's even worse. Because whatever it is, I didn't know until that point and was embarrassed by it. And now I forgot, which means I still don't know. But I know to be embarrassed. Fuck me, this is the worst case scenario. It's all fucking falling apart, Ben.
Is it that Tim Curry and Tim Burton are two different Tims?
You gotta tell that to Christian. That was his mix-up.
That's his shtick. How many times do we have to teach him that lesson?
The Tim connection. Sadly, Tiny Tim passed away before before they could get together.
Tiny Tim Burton?
Tiny Tim Burton.
Barton. Like, damn it, Christian, there's 3 of them now! If we say his name one more time, we summon him.
I haven't heard that in a long time. Shit, that was from high school. God damn. Tim Burton.
I was from high school, and we're old.
Yeah.
There you go. Little,
this is wee business.
Little reminder of the entropy of time for you.
Oh, yeah.
Just to spice things up.
It'll get you too. Eventually.
One of these days. Unless you take good care of yourself and...
It's quite variable, actually. So you die by a coincidence. It's pretty wild out there. You take care of yourself now. Leaves.
Watch out for buses there, kiddo.
little knuckle on the chin. I'll be back for you later. Much later, very soon, who knows? See ya.
I'll see you in 2027. What? No.
What?
That's soon? That depends on when this conversation takes place in the narrative.
Quack? It's just something I heard in recent news I thought was really funny. Somebody asked Elon Musk, like, who he thought was going to, like, win the election. And in, like, true Elon Musk crazy faction, he's like, I don't care. I'm not worried about who's going to win the 2024 election. I'm worried about which AI is going to win the 2036 election. It's just like, you're in charge of things. People answer to you.
I also very much
just
would like to dispute that he
I heard in
care.
recent news. I thought was really funny.
Yeah,
I think
such a
somebody
steaming
asked,
pile of dog shit.
Yeah, it's provably untrue. I think that's just his pivot.
Elon Musk crazy not a
faction.
funny
He's
joke.
like, I don't care. Like, I'm not worried about who's going to win. We're in a special moment right now
election.
where everybody has to find their
AI
own
is
special
gonna
way
win
to
the
2036 election. And maybe this is
It's
Elon Musk's. You're in charge of. He's like, I'm not gambling again. I'm
People
just gonna
answer
say
to you.
AI will do it, and then I
I
can just
also
make that AI
very
solve for
much
sure
would
be
like
right.
to dispute that he doesn't care.
That's
Yeah, I think
Such a
talked to it
steaming
lately.
pile of dog shit.
yeah,
it's not winning a whole lot of
provably
nothing.
untrue.
Maybe you shouldn't have given
I
it
think
a
that's
cave.
just
But
his
in true
pivot.
Elon Musk faction,
Maybe
not a
that
funny
was
joke
so
goes
smart.
along with
like
this.
we're in
Caveman
a special
thinking.
moment right now where everybody has to find their own special
Goddamn.
way to jump ship.
It's like arguing with a
And
duck.
maybe this is Elon Musk's. He's like, I'm not gambling again.
I
I'm
don't
just gonna
know,
say
Brock.
AI will do
Maybe
it,
that-
and
that
then I
doesn't
can just
sound like
make
it's
that
very
AI
factual.
solve for sure be right.
It's
It's genius.
No, have you talked to it lately? It's not
Oh,
winning
man,
a whole lot of nothing.
Maybe you shouldn't have given it a caveman name.
Earlier, I was maybe that I was just sitting
so
here
smart.
doodling. I turned on my stream kind of early. I just wanted to sit and like
Caveman
doodle away at some passive
3
project.
o'clock. I wasn't even off work yet.
Yeah, I didn't expect anybody to make it here. I just wanted to jump in and draw. I was sitting and drawing anyway, so I just like put it out. So I just put it on just to do it. But anyway, so I was just like listening to like just some like kind of happy jazz and just drawing along and having a good time and just like bopping my head. And what's it called? Where's my fucking brain? Oh, I tuned into the song that was playing, and I realized like I knew I was here live. Like one of the reasons I wanted to turn the stream on early was just to record the thing I was drawing. So I would just have a recording of it. So I wasn't really worried about there being other people here. So I kind of knew there wasn't, and I realized the song that was playing was like a jazzy happy birthday song. Just the
Just
totality
sitting here by yourself listening to Happy Birthday.
on someone else's birthday.
Also, I just realized, is the chat reversed on your screen?
Yeah, just to fuck with you. Maybe.
That's a great reason for it.
It's just how it goes, man. You know, sometimes things just, like, it's, like, why are you hassling me? Why are you hassling me right now about this kind of detail stuff? Why, like,
Because clearly you've been
hanging
doing
out,
this
being
for years
cool
and
and
years.
stuff, you gotta come in
It's
and,
like the number 5 channel on YouTube doing streaming. And, you want to set an example for the youngins.
yeah, for all those up-and-comers. Fucking rotate you. What is this? What's even being moved back here? What are you grabbing?
Everybody enjoying the
Oh.
behind the scenes.
I know,
Oh.
right? Okay, there we go.
OBS being a
Nope.
giant stack of
Son of a
shit.
bitch.
How did it even?
I don't know.
How
Hang
did you
on.
even get it to do that? I'm looking at the rest of the screens. The words are straight there. It's just here where they're backwards. How
Eh.
even the fuck do this do?
Now get. Why are you like this?
You choose to be this way.
This is fixable. It must be, because it's too stupid. Huh?
My favorite part is it's like too stupid to be done
Aha!
like on accident.
There
It
we
had to be a setting that was put in there.
Okay, better? I
don't know.
think that's right. I have to wait for the stream to catch up.
I was gonna say we gotta wait. Like there we go. Look, you have there.
Go on.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
We're good? Hang on, I'm gonna look. The way you said that made me suspicious.
Well, because at first it was upside down,
yeah.
and then you rotated it.
It's like, I don't think you'd lie to me unless you thought it was really funny. So it's just worth a check in an instance of extreme clownery like this.
Apparent buffoonery.
Apparent
We
errant
go with the
buffoonery.
incessant quackery from earlier. On today's episode of Funky Adverbs.
Oh man, you want an interesting I don't know what you'd call this, but here's just a thing. What's a okay, so like what is like a super weakness you might have that gives away what your superpower is?
Oh, it's really hard to not go back to Super Zeros with the dumbest the dumbest weakness in the entire deck.
Well, it's hang on, it has to be a weakness that gives away what your superpower is. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. God, it's so much easier if you just hand me a superpower first.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I didn't drill on it. I just thought it was a good idea, and I was like, oh, fuck, I'll just bet about that when he comes in. See if I can think of anything funny. Because I was thinking like,
Can I do two? Can
if you were like specifically not fireproof, like that would that's like a dead giveaway. Or like you burn super easy. Like, are you a plant guy? Or, I don't know. Go ahead.
Are you an ice man? Oh, I was gonna say,
Yeah, if your weakness was room temperature.
hot soup. Specifically, a callback to the old Campbell's commercial when the kid comes in.
Oh, the snowman!
And he drinks the soup, and he's like, normal kid.
He melts back into a regular kid, and then 2 cops come in and arrest him because they finally caught the snowman.
Got you, snow kid! You sons of bitches! Fucking entrapment!
I'm gonna get you, you little sick fuck.
Nice man. Oh, I was gonna say,
yeah, if your weakness was room temperature.
You do not name drop me in front of the criminal. Specifically, a callback to the old Campbell's commercial where the kid comes in.
Oh, the snowman!
And he drinks the soup, and he's like,
he melts back into a regular kid, and then 2 cops come in and arrest him because they finally caught the snowman.
Reckless impulsivity, you sons of bitches! Executive dysfunction. Entrapment!
I'm gonna get you, you little sick fuck. Reckless impulsivity and executive dysfunction. Super speed?
Say my name. There you go.
Hey!
You don't. I didn't think you were gonna get that.
This game kind of works. All right. Let me see if I can think of one. Yeah, it's kind of a riddle now that I think about it.
The 2 I was gonna go with, but even then, this is still too like vague.
Riddle me this, Batman. My 2 weaknesses.
I was gonna go with
damn it,
reckless impulsivity and
I'm the Riddler.
Executive dysfunction. Trust me, my weakness right on my sleeve.
Really, just an ass whooping does the job. Riddle me this, Batman. Who can't afford an HMO?
All of my henchmen.
Please go easy.
The easiest kind of, hey, or the best way you could beat me is with therapy. I'm the Riddler with fists.
It's probably true,
my
though.
weakness. Probably right.
Really, just an ass whooping does the job.
So did Two-Face, but that wasn't as interesting.
Riddle me this, Batman. Really, I think, can't afford an HMO. Their therapist didn't realize that their trigger was Gotham City.
All of my henchmen.
So, like, they could have moved somewhere. I bet Two-Face would have been fine if he just didn't live in that town no more.
You
just never saw Batman on the news, you know?
Did you ever read that arc where, like, Two-Face goes straight? The best way you could beat me is with therapy.
I've heard about it, but I've never actually read it myself. It's probably true,
Yeah, they get him off the coin shit by giving him, they give him the coins, and then later they give him, like, a dice.
Let's hope for everybody. Yeah, and then later, like, a deck of cards. Like, he keeps, like...
They have more choices.
I think, you know, their therapist didn't realize that their trigger was Gotham City.
Where people actually get
so, like, they could have moved somewhere. I bet Two-Face would have been fine if he just didn't live in that town no more. Yeah,
they go to the.
You just never saw Batman on the news, you know?
That's just a big prison. Did you ever read that arc full of glass walls and straight jackets?
Somebody in the world explained to me why Bruce Wayne can't do anything about Arkham Asylum. Is there some leverage that the Arkham family has over him or something? Why can't he just buy that fucking place out and make it into a real mental... Isn't Bruce Wayne supposed to be like a quadruple septuple gorillionaire? He's like one of the richest characters in fiction. Why can't he buy one hospital and make it not an insane garbage house where he himself puts people so that they can get loose again? And like...
Well, for one, that means they wouldn't get loose again, and Batman wouldn't need to exist, so he's never going to do that.
There's the plot of Mystery Men right there.
Basically, yeah. That's exactly what they're poking fun of. Batman doesn't want them to get better, because then he can't be a hero.
Yeah.
And then I think, also, like, if they don't put it up for sale, then you can't buy it, I guess.
Well, I guess if it's not a... Well, that's the thing. It has to be like a... what's it called? I guess it could be a private hospital, but like, if it's a private hospital and not like a part of the city's normal infrastructure, then Bruce Wayne could just have a hospital built that is better equipped for this, and then people would get sent there instead of Arkham because it would just be a superior facility. And if it is part of the government like process, then aren't there some levers he could pull to like, you know, spend some money, even just like make a donation, set up a foundation or something? Like, there's legal options you can do to pressure people, but you can just build a better fucking hospital.
I just want to know why people keep getting sent there who don't have any reason to go there. They have a prison.
Blackgate, yeah. Well,
who's no point? Like they keep regularly like throwing Penguin in Arkham.
Well,
why?
Because Penguin's got a great lawyer.
He's just a dick.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely got like a delusion, but he's definitely manages it better than anyone else in his sort of orbit. Like if they were a therapy group, the Penguin would be like on his way out the door.
He's not for good behavior.
He can drop this shit if he needs to. Like if he needed to get on a train, he could pretend like he wasn't the Penguin. The Riddler can't do that.
Okay, well, what's wrong in Killer Croc's head?
Good question. Don't know. He definitely needs. Like, I have no idea. Does Killer Croc like? It's like you have to make like a choice with him, right? Like, either he's a person who needs a lot of help because he's got part crocodile brain and he needs to like he's not gonna integrate well in society. Or he's not a person, and you need to get him some kind of alligator training, and they're both real awful.
Well, he's like a person that there's nothing wrong with his brain. He just got treated like shit, and
okay, maybe not like born with something wrong with his brain, but like he's.
I mean, he was born wrong with something, but he was a crocodile.
Yeah, which kind of sucks.
They wash right over that, by the way. They're like, yeah, he was born with a rare genetic disease. Who the fuck else has it?
Yeah, what do you mean define rare?
Rare as in like one of a kind?
Because that's, I mean, I guess that is rare if you want to put it that way, but you really are understating it.
Another Gothamite that has that?
Yeah. It is interesting. But yeah, he was like a circus sideshow, right? That was like his thing.
Yeah.
I honest to God, like I think from what little I know of like circuses and carnivals and the way that life is, I think even if you weren't a crocodile person, adjusting from that life back into society probably needs some fucking therapy.
Probably, but
now add in being literally a sideshow, like actually like living in a cage and shit, like that'll mess you up.
He seems pretty well adjusted.
Yeah, I guess so.
He constantly is like, I don't know, like teaming up with other dudes and. Like even like scheming his own plans. He seems okay.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't think he's like not compos mentis. I just think I don't know. I think he could make a very easy living in society just being an alligator man. And like the fact that he doesn't do that tells me that he doesn't like know how to live in the world he lives in. Like, he could just be on talk shows and be like, yeah, it's not funny. This is my actual, like, you don't even really have to be charismatic for that. Like, you can make a career out of that and pointedly be like, yeah, you shouldn't keep people inside shows. I'm a human being. Like, he could just do that, and he'd be very wealthy. He wouldn't even...
leader.
Yeah.
Waylon Jones, civil rights activist.
That's right, Waylon
Nope,
Jones.
never mind. He picks banks up and eats his way through a vault.
Yeah.
His money's gonna make him happy.
So, yeah, but like... So if he knew that, like, either he doesn't know that's an option, or he actively, like, will not... Because it's not like he's not trading in his condition for wealth anyway. He's just doing it by leaning into a stereotype instead of away from it. Like, if there were other alligator people out there, he'd still be a bad example.
You can just go hang out with Swamp Thing.
He could.
I'm sure they get along great.
Swamp Thing, dude, that would... Actually, Fuck, I'd love to read that comic, actually. Like, Swamp Thing, like, mentoring Killer Croc. That actually sounds great.
It's a good read waiting to happen.
Absolutely. Because Swamp Thing, he's cold, but, like, he does kind of fill the role of wise old man. Like, that is genuinely sort of where his lane is. That'd be actually really fun.
He could rehab Poison Ivy and Killer Croc in like one go.
I believe he is friends with Poison Ivy. I'm pretty sure they are actually homies.
They're tight.
Yeah.
All right, here another Another villain that ends up in Arkham. Fuck's wrong with Scarecrow other than just kind of being an asshole? He's kind of just a dick.
Well,
Is he scared of bats?
We got a
Sure.
tough. This is where we get kind of a tough split because Scarecrow is one of those characters that's like really had his backstory escalated over the years.
You're telling me there's a chunk of it where he's dead.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So like I don't know. Like I feel like the sort of classic Scarecrow, yeah, is more of a like he's more using his fear gas as like a getaway device, like a smoke bomb. Like that's kind of what I'm picturing with like a golden and silver age Scarecrow, you know. But yeah, I guess it depends on like the version of the kind of the
But, like,
version of the story.
There's no wires crossed up in his noggin. There's nothing like. There's no reason for him to go to Arkham.
Well, there's versions. Again, it sort of depends. Like there's a couple of modern interpretations of Scarecrow, where he's like his brain chemistry's super fucked up from messing with fear gas forever, so he doesn't feel things right. So he's still like. He's not incompetent, but he like has like deep emotional problems because he doesn't feel things correctly. So it makes him like kind of a sociopath because of that.
So the modern interpretation is he's the Joker.
A little.
That's like his main shtick, is that he's got like antisocial personality disorder and doesn't register like pain right, doesn't really like see people as people.
It's not that with Scarecrow. Like he's still kind of up to no good. In like he's not like out causing mayhem. He's still very directed and like he's still like accomplishing his weird psychologist schemes, I suppose. He's just not doing it.
It was up to no good. My first thought was like, for all those Gothamites shooting b-ball outside of the school.
Yeah. Scarecrow starts making trouble in your neighborhood. You get one gas attack. Batman gets scared. So no, it's like. I think the gist is that he is a psychiatrist and he's trying to do psychiatry, but he can't do it right. So his experiments are dumb and crazy and dangerous because he's not doing them correctly because he's basing them on his own insane worldview because he's messed up from fear gas stuff. In the Gotham TV show, they did an interesting version of it where his formula is like a hand-me-down. It's more of like a Bruce Banner situation where like his dad was working on it and like injected him with it. He was trying to like make him fearless or something, like by like over fearing him or some crazy nonsense. Truly I can't remember the details of it, but at the time I remember thinking, all right, this is actually kind of interesting. I'm sort of into this. They got a good actor to play him. Yeah, it was fine. I don't mind. In fact, I honestly deeply prefer when you do a new version of a story to just come up with your own backstory. Like, just do your own thing and do whatever, and it'll work or it won't. But
kind of like Clayface from The Batman, who was like a fucked up cop that got clayed or like got gooped. There was a cartoon like a few years back called The Batman.
Oh, interesting.
And yeah, Clayface is like a I forget. He was like a decent cop for a while, but he gets kind of roguey.
Okay.
At some point, and then he gets gooped. I don't
He
know
gets
how
gooped.
else to put it.
He gets Nickelodeon gacked. He gets
Get him with the gack.
slimed on TV.
I slimed him.
Whole gallon of fracas foam, so you can get foamed at home. Yeah.
Kids' Choice Award.
I actually don't know. See, that's the trick. Is because Batman is such an old lineage. I hesitate to talk like broadly because there's always like but actually before that but actually before that but there's so many different versions of every fucking character. So there actually might be them leaning on an older, like I know the Clayface story from the Batman cartoon because that's what I grew up with, but they made up all kinds of shit for the Batman cartoon. That's one of the things that made it so cool. So like we may have grown up with like not the genuine article.
Oh yeah, no, the Diniverse.
Yeah.
Or the Timverse Clayface. That's
Timverse.
That's actually what the DC animated series is called, the Timverse, because Bruce Timm.
Interesting.
But yeah, no, that's totally original. That is not comic Clayface at all.
Yeah, I had a feeling. So who knows? Like that idea of him being I like Clayface as a rogue personally. I like him
Original
being.
Clayface didn't even have powers.
He's
He's just a fucking guy in a mask.
Oh, that's great. I always thought it would be interesting, a character like Clayface, but who just puts on the clay face and like literally he can just shape his face with the clay, but he doesn't get the rest of the shit. Would be a kind of interesting character. What's that?
Manny faces.
Manny faces. He is a man and has faces 3.
Many, one would say.
Many, one would say. Manny, hang on. Hang on. People might not know the glory that is Manny faces.
Oh, people know Manny faces.
No way.
He's basically a Kardashian.
Absolutely.
Everyone knows him.
If you know anyone from stupid autocorrects, like you meant Many Faces. No one would make a character.
I goddamn didn't.
No one would make a character with that dumb of a name. Manny. Oh shit! Even that doesn't fucking. I don't know what the hell. I got mammoths. I think I got Manny Pacquiao in here. Faces.
It's
oh wait, why did I say
man
faces? I
hyphen-
need He-Man.
No, it's man hyphen E, the letter hyphen faces.
Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, man. No. There we go.
Yeah, trust me.
There's our boy.
I remember how goofy his fucking shtick was. Yeah, he has 3. I love that he has 3 faces.
Oh, he's the best. He's such a weird whatever. Because, like, remember, in canon, this guy looked like this before he got monstered. He already wore this outfit because he was an actor. That was his job. He dressed like this.
Like you
cool
do
art.
in regular run-of-the-mill acting troops.
Dude, Eternia's wild. You can wear anything. Is this him as Bane? No, it's just him. Oh, that's a sick design. That's great. I think that's how I would do it. I might make his face like have like a hologram of it or something. Oh, look, he even got the monster like down to the neck. Good on you. Who is this? So I can credit their coolness. Nathan Rosario on DeviantArt. Look at this guy. This guy's a beast.
Good on you.
Look at this ape. All right.
Pretty dope.
This guy's cool.
Oh, and he's got like that's not like a revolvy face. That just is he like
He's just monster
something.
face, yeah.
he's up under there.
Wait, is this Beastman? It is! Whoa, come on, where's my boy? Yeah! Merman! Alright, where's Trapjaw? Oh, Double Trouble? Yeah. Oh, Too Bad! Sorry, Too Bad. How did I forget that? That's such a great name.
God, I swear they name their characters like a G.I. Joe team.
100% they do. That is absolutely correct. Trapjaw! Ooh, that's a good Trapjaw design. That's fucking sick.
I always forget about Merman.
I love I don't. I fucking love Merman.
There's Too Bad. Although that reminds me a lot of shit. What's his name? From Killer Instinct.
Fulgor?
I don't. The two-headed ogre guy who's the last boss of Killer Instinct.
What the hell was his name?
Idol. I just said it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Discord's got you a little quiet on that one, so I just heard like, I just said it. So I was like, oh shit, I actually didn't hear the name. I'm sorry. What was it?
Idol.
Idol. Gotcha. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Fuck, dude, I love when people do like Masters of the Universe is like so primed to just redraw with any theme necessary. It's just the right amount of cool mixed with just the special kind of generic that like, and its origins are super cheesy, so there's nothing to like, there is no holy text. You can do whatever you want with it and it's all in good fun. There's no like hard plot to ruin. I don't know.
What a Rifts looking picture of Manny Faces this is. Something that doesn't look exactly out of the Rift's core handbook as an OCC.
Let's see. Stream chat, open chat.
Kevin's some Betaverse.
Wait, where'd you post it? Oh, there it is.
I posted in the.
Oh, in the scheduling.
wherever.
Perfect.
Yeah, right. Well, it's the last thing I had up.
Oh yeah, this does look very. Yeah, that's great though. Oh, that is like some classic. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at it. Look, the proportions are wild, but I love it. Look at this like the way the boot or what's it called? This like foreshortening, hind shortening, whatever you call it.
It's not on the stream.
I will be. It'll show up.
There we go.
Yeah,
It'll
really
be
fucking
there.
cool. Look, you hear it not when I do, but the audience hears it at the same time.
Oh, okay.
This is how. Well, on Discord, I should be streaming my whole screen, so you'd be able to see it there.
Never. I'm part of the audience. I'm with them.
Get what you get then. Yeah, that's great, dude. I love hard ink work like that. Ah, man, I wish I could do that. That's gorgeous. It's so clean. I can do like a facsimile of it, but it never feels like I can get that crispy like ink on white paper like feeling.
Well, it depends on the pen you use. If you use like a ballpoint pen, you're not gonna get it.
Well, no, I can. Hang on. Let me rephrase. I mean, like, I wish I could do that digitally. Is what I meant to say. I can kind of approximate those heavy. I don't do a ton of ink work, but I'm competent with a pen. It's one of my favorite kind of side tools. Just when I want to do some art for fun, I have some nice like calligraphy pens and like some heavy markers and stuff. But that's just like extra crisp. That's like almost ink brush crisp, and I really appreciate that.
Crisply ink.
Ink. Ink.
Give me that ink.
Give me that.
What the fuck? Sorry, I'm stuck on fucking looking at Master of the Universe shit, and there's just a Manny faces with Beastman's face. Which means he can do a third face, or he can do a fourth face. He can do other faces, he just doesn't. Lazy dick.
Lazy Manny face.
Lazy face is more like.
Poor Manny faces.
Maybe if you got off the couch and got a job.
He had a job. Now he's homeless.
It's a quick fix for Manny faces.
You want to do some work on the road.
Or you could just be a jobless prick.
Be a jobless
Join
forever.
me, or be a jobless prick. All right, Skeletor. The ball's in your court now. I forget how he sounds. I just throw out the generic every dude from that era.
Yeah, he's got 3 voices. He has a legit robot voice, and I don't remember what his monster voice sounds like, but his regular voice, yeah, just kind of sounds like a dude.
It's for that era of cartoons. That's like the equivalent of like the transatlantic like accent they came up with for movies. It's everybody sounds the same, just like halt, old chum. It's so good to see you again, huh? Very good. Put her there, you. It's like, can you guys all unclench for 5 minutes?
Just loosen the fuck up. It's got to be stressful to talk that PG.
Tenor. That is tensing your throat the same way you tense your body for trying not to crap your pants.
Fuck, this hand is killing me. Get out of here. Just get. You're dead
Just
to me.
go, hand. I
done.
won't have any more of your digitorial battery.
I banish thee. I'm gonna go deal with the left hand. I'll be back for you.
The left hand just come back and it's a hook. What the hell happened to you, lefty? You shouldn't have left me alone.
You shouldn't have left me alone. Oh God, someone taught you how to pun. Oh, and then just cut to the fucking like Army of Darkness scene, just cutting his hand off with a chainsaw.
Just go, hand. I
done.
won't have any more of your digitorial battery.
I banish thee. I'm gonna go deal with the left hand. I'll be back for you.
I remember the left hand just come back and it's a hook. What the hell happened to you, lefty? They were like, you shouldn't have left me alone. Drink.
You shouldn't have
real juice.
left me alone.
Oh
God, someone taught you how to pun. Oh, and then just cut to the fucking like Army of Darkness scene, just cutting his hand off with a chainsaw.
Cowboy hat that you take off.
Yeah, that you twist and it never comes off smoothly. You always have to kind of like wang jangle the last bit.
You can always taste a little bit of plastic from when they were left out in the sun.
And up in the top where the juice comes out, it would on the hat bit. There'd always be a little bit always in there, and you go, I don't want anything to do with you. You're weird for some reason.
You're the gross juice. Yeah, I remember that
juice.
Very vividly. Yes. Oh man. Do you remember when you were a kid and you'd go to someone's house and they just like pass you like a Capri Sun or something like it was nothing, and you're like, oh, fucking juice? You just get to drink juice whenever?
What kind of wizardry is this?
Oh yeah, dude. That's the best. Hanging out with
I'm
rich
lucky
kids.
if I get water that is tap and not from the hose.
It's just like my parents were
Rated.
such like no soda people. Anytime I got to drink something extra sugar, it was always great.
I mostly got after school I would go to my grandparents' house, so I got like fat-free milk with malted Ovaltine in it. Yum.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say like I don't really know how I can't really picture that.
Well, for starters, Ovaltine's fine, and the malted version tastes wrong. If you just
Okay.
want some chocolate milk, it doesn't taste right. Have you had like Whoppers?
Yes.
Okay, that is milk.
Okay.
It doesn't sound bad, but when you wanted some chocolate milk, that's not what you got in your cup.
Okay. I understand. Yeah.
And then on top of that, you didn't get like 1%, 2%, whole milk, fat-free milk, which is just
Yeah.
white water.
It's just white. Yeah.
So white malted chocolate water.
Fuck.
That was my treat
Fat
to go with my
milk is
carob chips.
lovely.
Do you know what isn't chocolate?
Carob. Oh man.
Carob is evil chocolate. Carob is the chocolate that belongs in Arkham Asylum.
It deserves that shoddy treatment.
It deserves that basically a prison-styled hospital as aesthetic. Yes,
Ugh.
everything about that.
Hate this fucking picture. Everything's wrong. Well, oops. We're gonna do some damage.
How to nuke it.
Yep.
Starting from scratch, baby. Starting from scratch.
Not going from scratch, but I am losing a lot. We are really What the fuck was I thinking when I did this originally? It's so hard when you make when you make a mistake that's like buried really deep in a picture. Sometimes you just build around this shit foundation and you don't realize until way late into the drawing that something really basic you did just a little wrong. Like, crap. I have to delete all the way down to that and then build from there outward. I just gotta reformat the whole damn thing.
Yeah, I had a picture like that a while ago, but I don't do like a skeleton first. I just draw the top and what's most forward facing, and then we just work down from there.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did a drawing of it was like for a D&D character or something, and then I realized that way too late in the drawing that he can't hold a sword normally like this. I guess he's gonna be edgy and hold it ice pick stance.
Did
I
you just
wasn't
not
happy.
give yourself the space?
I didn't give myself the space, and I'd already done so much detail work that I'd have to ruin like 3 erasers and also the whole picture because I wasn't coming back from that.
Ah, gotcha.
So he just had to hold it like a dick.
And basic fist, thumb up. Are you, what's the fucking, shit, what's the name of the thing you do when you try to start a fire with a stick?
Oh,
What's their word for that?
I have no idea.
You know, you like, like,
Yeah,
you
like
twist the stick back and forth on a piece of wood trying to make fire.
I think it's fire starting. I
I guess
don't
it's
know.
just fire starting. Yeah, that's probably the best word for it. I'll know that in the future. If I ever get a chance to make that joke again, I'll be prepared.
If I ever get the chance to start a fire, I'll know that I'm fire starting.
I'll know that I'm fire starting. Angry fire starter.
I hate my elementary school teacher. Says Val, hunched over a rock and 2 sticks. What's he doing? Harnessing the anger. He's angry.
That's it, kid. Use it. Come on.
You son of a bitch.
I have no idea how more schools aren't burnt down by children. It is no effort to get a hold of a lighter. And children just do not know the fucking consequences of their stupidity.
I thought you meant like by kids, and then like I didn't get my juice for for story time, and he's like loading up a Molotov.
in a really
Turn this
stupid way, but
fucker
kind of,
down.
yeah. I think in a roundabout way, that's a little what I'm saying. Like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, just dumb things. You're like, I'd burn this place down if I could. And you just don't really know what that means. But if you had a lighter, you might actually try. Not with, like, the ill intent of an adult arsonist, like, understanding the consequences, but just as a kid who's like, I could start a fire, whatever.
I was in junior high, and I said something about to that effect because I was having a shitty day, and I was like late for school, and somebody was giving me, somebody was giving me crap about I don't even remember what, and I said something to the effect of, "Oh, I'm gonna burn this fucking school down," and apparently they take a junior high kid's threat really seriously about fucking arson.
Really?
Because I got pulled into the fucking principal's office.
God damn.
I had to go over my home life and whether things were going okay.
Jesus.
I got suspended for 3 days.
Oh, well, actually, now it's a bit of a shortcut.
Yeah,
here.
I know. I'm like, I say that all the time at work, and they never send me home
I
okay.
never ever say a fucking thing. So I gotta
They're
keep
like,
escalating. I find meaner things to say till they send me home. It's
"Burn
so
this
hard to
job
get
down."
fired.
You're like, try it. We dare you. You're not going home early. You sit over there and you do a job.
I'm sure I've told this story on air before, but at my last job, one day when I was really fucking tired and somebody was just whining and complaining, I told them to kill themselves. We were in the break room, and they were just like, "Oh, I need more hours. They won't give me more hours. It's so stupid." And I was like, "Work harder. What do you want?" Like, it's not that there aren't hours. We actually have a bunch of shit that needs to get done. If you work hard, you'll get the hours. And they were like, "No, it's because the manager doesn't like me." I'm like, "No, it's because you didn't do your job that way. Like, do a better job. You will get more. I promise you, every time. Most of the managers do not know your name. Just
Yeah, you are not important.
yeah,
enough
just
by
work hard and you'll
virtue
get
of
more
not
hours.
being
It's
here.
literally that easy. And there was like, it was like one more whine, and I was like, wow, you know what's good for that is suicide. And then I realized I said it. I normally was so safe at work. I would never say anything crazy. I keep it super vanilla, generic, absolutely like asexual Dilbert level comedy at work normally. Just on that particular day, I had just been dealing with stressful bullshit after stressful bullshit for like 3 fucking weeks. I had to stay up the whole night before at work and then come back first thing in the fucking morning for a different thing. So I was just a bundle of frayed nerves waiting for somebody to step in my way. But I realized immediately what I'd said and started to like make a joke out of it and play it off and like get real friendly. Like, okay, time to flip the script on this one because that will get me fired. And it would be no one's fault but my own.
And you'd be like, God damn it, I can't believe I got fired for this. The same guy's like, you know what's good for that? Suicide.
That'd be a good burn, actually.
You're like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
wouldn't
burn
even be
this
mad.
down,
I might
but no,
high five
you
him. Dude,
funny
isn't that
guy.
Have you ever had somebody at your job say something where you're like, whoa, you should not have said that. You may get fired.
The guy that relieved me today doesn't understand the volume of his voice he talks at.
Uh-huh.
And he'll just be talking about, he was like, fuck, man. He just came in. He's like, I did something really messed up last night. I got really drunk and I went out and I fucking bedded away. He's like, what was it? He's like, I went whaling. I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, I know what that means.
Oh my
And,
God.
I'm sure a lot of
Jesus
people know what that means, and maybe shut the fuck up.
How can you get that sentence out of your mouth without just cringing yourself into a black hole and disappearing into another dimension? Oh.
I have no idea, but he was just talking at the loudest fucking volume, and I'm like, dude, you are
What an
at
asshole.
work.
What?
And I'm like,
But also,
whatever, man. But also, like,
you guys aren't friends for him to like want to have that conversation. Like, is that just?
me and him are kind of friends.
Oh, really? You guys? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, like, but at the same time, like, fucking woof, man. You're right at the front of the door. Like, kids are coming in here.
Yeah.
They don't get it, but the parents do.
Well, I guess that too. I was just saying, like, it's like a fucking weird thing to just say, regardless of company. I don't think there's like a setting where you're like, hey, I went whaling last night, and I don't go, whoa, man, what are we talking about right now? What is this weird conversation?
That's the other dude I work with who I'm not friends with, who's just like, yeah, man, I spend too much time between my two jobs. I need to go out there and start playing the field again. It's time for me to get laid. I'm like, hey, you're not gonna. Not if you're jumping at it with that kind of fucking gusto.
Gross. I don't care what gusto you jump at. I just don't talk to me about it. I don't want to hear anyone else in my normal day talk to me about their sex life. It's like it's not at all a crazy ask. It seems so reasonable to just like, I don't want to hear who you dick down, or I just like, I don't know. I don't know. It seems so
If at all
regular, but people
possible, I
keep
think
doing it.
I think it would be an ideal day if I knew
Yeah.
nothing about who you've been
I don't
porking.
I don't want to for a second picture you having sex with someone. Just keep that shit to yourself. Good
I did
for
have a
you.
coworker that made a joke that has stuck with me for so long.
Huh.
She was just like, we were on a break, we were sitting outside the office I was working at the time. She's like, every time I see a couple with a kid, I can't not just realize that they fucked to make that. I'm like, damn it! Thanks.
I
Way
think
to ruin.
I think that is a message of hope, if nothing
There you
else.
go. Just
There
like,
is.
Oh god, can you imagine with no context just going over there to the two of them and be like, if you guys can do it anyway.
Anyone can do it. You make me
That's just-
believe.
The two of you kept my head out of the oven tonight.
Hey, if that's what gets you there, if that's what keeps your head out of the oven, maybe take a second glance at the oven, because it's really not. Sorry.
No, as it turns out, I just need to clean my oven.
It's filthy in there. If you're gonna get in there for any reason, I mean, hey, it's a whole genre right there. You want to get stuck in an oven? That's your business.
Filthy in there.
I ain't tell nobody how to get stuck in ovens. I had a roast. It's disgusting. I should have cleaned right after. Oh, I should have run the heat cycle. I already got soap in here.
Stupid Reckendorf. The old wizard up in his tower. Always clean the pots after you cook. You're going to get sleepy if you eat first.
I knew
never
I
going
should
to
have
clean
learned
them.
cleaning magic. Why did I learn all this shadow weaving?
Fireball bullshit. Now I'm just cleaning up burnt garbage.
That would be, dude, choromancy, like the Mickey powers. That's a pretty great. If you had to be a wizard, you could do a lot worse.
You'd make bank.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of true, huh? You could run a housekeeping service. That'd be actually kind of fucked up.
What? To use magic to run a housekeeping service?
A little bit, yeah.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Because no one could outwork you. You're literally the machine in the John Henry story, except you win uncontested.
Yeah, but they could also just clean their own fucking house.
Yeah, fair enough. But
They could just look at you and go, "I don't want to pay you money to do this thing I could do on my own."
But that's the thing. But no. See, but those aren't the people who are out of a job. It's housekeepers. Like, rich people are getting their house cleaned no matter what. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're actually just a housekeeper, like, you get fucked. I think the way to do it is, if I could do that and it worked, I would buy out a local housekeeping company and then just pay those people to just walk to the house and make sure all my cleaning goes well. I would just pay them the same amount.
Oh, to just be basically security.
Yeah. That'd basically be it. No one's out of a job. Everybody makes money. All good.
That feels like if like choromancy is a thing, that feels like you wouldn't be the first one to think of it though.
That's true. You're right.
Like that's got to be an industry, right?
Yeah, if it's common enough, yeah. That's
And also,
very
if
true.
you're the only one that can do it, that's a monopoly. So it's gonna come break your fucking legs.
That's kind of true too. Again, you gotta be making friends in the process for sure. I
There's
bet
a union that's gonna bury you.
there is a union that's gonna. They can try.
What are they gonna do?
Looks like we got
Stop
some
finding
garbage that needs
brooms?
taken out, boys. Time to
brought
clean these
axes.
streets up.
They're going full Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I think that is what I was imagining, is like you can learn one type of, if you could, like, you get the one, but I guess I did immediately apply it to the real world. Yeah, because if I was the choromancer and it was just me, yeah, like, I would run this town chore-wise as far as getting menial tasks done, but I suppose that there'd be a bunch of other wizards doing different other... Man, wizards are just bad for the economy. That's my takeaway from this.
Very much so. The entirety of Harry Potter does not make sense if you think about it for like 2 minutes.
Well, yeah. I think that's the least of Harry Potter's problems these days.
Well, no, think about for 5 minutes the
No.
guy who sells owls
Uh-huh.
to deliver letters.
Yeah.
Apparating exists.
Yep. Maybe you don't want people...
Why would you ever need to send a letter in that world? You can teleport.
You can also talk
needs-
through fireplaces, too. Yeah, you have, like, a
do
live
that
chat.
too.
Great
they also
question.
just have letters that like send themselves and talk.
Oh, yeah, you're right, and yell at people. I bet it's kind of just for fun. Or no, actually, what I think it is... Hang on, I might have a legit answer for this. I believe it is because owls, like, a lot of kids have owls, or, like, a family has an owl and they send it with their kid, because they can't apparate or use the, like, flu network legally normally. So maybe it's, like, baby's first cell phone is an owl. And then once you're able to... And then I guess maybe it's also just your snail mail, right? Like, you could call somebody, but it's also nice to send them a letter.
Imagine if just one of them had a phone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
is there a reason nobody has a phone?
There is. You're not going to like it,
I mean,
though.
no, I forget. It's because they're, like, too stupid to understand how human shit works.
It's not that they're... It's not just that they're dumb. It's they're... No, it actually... Stupid is the only way to describe it, because one of the... Not main characters, but a common reoccurring character is someone whose only job it is to understand Muggle technology.
Yeah,
And
it's Ron's dad.
Yeah, and he's deeply passionate about it and shown to be like an intelligent guy in general. So, like, a regular person can learn how a telephone works in like a month. Like, that would be like, why? Like, it shouldn't take longer than that for you to have a decent understanding of a very old and not super, like, it's a very important technology, but like, we are so far past it that our understanding of it is excellent. There's lots of text on the subject. Like, you have to assume he just never learned what a library is, and he's been trying to reverse engineer it. Yeah,
Well, then that would mean that anybody who like bridges the gap, like, well, because like Harry Potter knows what a fucking phone is.
Yep.
He just does.
So does Hermione.
Hermione comes from a family that isn't magic. She knows what a phone is.
100%.
They could just they could just teach that.
So there's you're right. Yeah. No, you're completely correct, and there's no getting around that no matter what any Harry Potter fan tells you. There is an in-universe excuse, but it is a bad excuse because it's constantly contradicted.
Hit me with it.
It is established that magic and technology don't mix well, and in places that are really magical, like really basic technology doesn't work, but it's just not true. Like, we just see that that's not how it is all the time, constantly. It is an established fact that is contradicted consistently by the text.
Okay, so yeah, we're right back to there's no good... So
no good reason.
Existence of, like, two characters immediately like modernizes the entirety of the wizarding world.
Yep. That would be that's all it would take, yeah.
Yeah, that is difficult to deal with.
They are very remember, wizards are so unmodern they still have slaves. Don't forget that.
That is true, and then on top of that, they don't teach math.
They teach insane spell math, but they don't teach math. Where do you
they
learn
teach
math?
spell math? I don't remember them ever teaching spell math.
Yeah,
I don't think math ever came up once.
It's like, what is the name of it? Shit. It's called out by name in one of the books. Hermione takes it. But it's like the fundamentals of like spell elements. Wisely, it's never elaborated on because God knows Rowling is not the person. Rowling's not the person, and Harry Potter is not the book for a deep description of how spells go together. Arithromancy, that's what it's called. Yeah, I know.
That's frustrating.
Mathemagician.
Because that's math.
They should have just called him a mathemagician. It's right there. It's right there. It's so easy.
Is that why goblins run the banks? It's because they're the only ones that know how to fucking count?
Yeah, probably. That's a strong factor.
No, there's another reason I don't want to even get into.
Yeah, they're also rich as shit, and probably a rough allegory for Jewish people.
Well, that's what I didn't want to get into, but yeah, Rowling was not.
It's a funny thing. I don't. Okay, I have never looked up her actual belief on that subject, and I'm probably not gonna because I don't care. But I think strictly from the text, the goblins are pretty hard to hate. I think it might depend on how much you fuck around with fantasy. There's certain things that are like, when people do fantasy stories that are allegorical to the real world, that's not really for hardcore fantasy people, generally, in my experience. Because we're going to see, oh, this is an interesting take on goblins, not, oh, what do these goblins represent in the Muggle? It's kind of like, you've seen Bright, right?
Yeah.
I had an interesting experience with that movie. I watched it with somebody who did not like it. They were just like, that movie was terrible. And I was like, what? It was super cool. It was Will Smith and an orc, blah, blah, blah. And this person was like, yeah, but it's like, it's so ham-fisted. Like, it's not even trying to be subtle about the racial themes that it's about. And I sat there for a second and I was like, oh shit. That's actually if you're not like into orcs, then that is what this is just a ham-fisted movie about like a complicated relationship between race and police officers. Like, it's actually a very day-to-day political thing and not super elegant in that way. But if you're coming at it from a fantasy,
they also really hate X-Men. Like it's also not that subtle that that's another allegory. It's a race thing.
Fair enough, but like, I think the difference is, if you're primed with a lot of like fantasy interest, you're going to look at it as a take on fantasy rather than a take on real life. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I don't know. You ever see something and you're like, whoa, those goblins are fucking like, this world has the coolest goblins.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not like, are these goblins supposed to be like British? Are they supposed to represent that in this story? Or like, do they represent imperialism? Or maybe the reverse, they're supposed to be like savage indigenous people? Like, you don't really break it down on that level. You're just enjoying that it is an interesting iteration on a creature that is cool.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of the point I'm making. Maybe not elegantly, but that's kind of what I'm fumbling at.
So if you don't pay a huge attention to it, then it's fine. Like, it's like he could have just not.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I thought it was a worthwhile take on it, because it explains to me why that movie didn't like just do that well. Like, it just wasn't like a super big film that made a bunch of money. Like, it's pretty niche, despite having one of the biggest actors, period, in it. In a starring role. Now, I mean, it wasn't Will Smith like at the top of his game, but like, he still did a good job. But like, who talks about Bright? If you haven't seen it, for the audience, Bright is was it on like Amazon or Netflix or something? Movie about Will Smith, and it's a buddy cop movie between Will Smith and an orc. And it is I believe it is a Shadowrun like fanfic that got made into a script.
Is it?
I believe so. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
That checks out.
Yeah, Shadowrun's a super cool setting to set a movie, and I think that's really rad. For all that we love cyberpunk films so much, there's not very many of them, and even fewer good ones.
Yeah. It doesn't get touched on. That's like finding a fantasy movie that's not Tolkien based.
Yeah, it's not common.
Doesn't come up much.
They're usually weird as shit. People want to go work so hard to not be Tolkien that they become this contrarian version of Tolkien, where it's all that shit, but we just like reverse the norms, and that's good, and just good hard day's work right there, clocking out.
The elves are savages and evil. I'm like, so
Yep.
All right.
Yep, that's what all of us
elves,
thought of
so-
when we were teenagers, so everybody remembers.
I was like, okay, but you still used elves.
Yeah, you still use that, but specifically defying them still counts as like. It's like why asexuality is a sexuality. You're specific being outside of that norm. It's still exactly relative to the norm that you're outside of. It's the same kind of thing. So you're still highlighting the thing you're trying to separate yourself from, but you're almost magnifying it by making such a big point out of it. You're
If my socks have not been blown across the room.
yeah. Your thing only works if I've seen the thing you're trying not to reference. That's the way to put it.
My dark, edgy take on Barney the dinosaur.
Absolutely.
Just
The
Barney.
hard stuff.
Yeah, I know. But this is the Barney that creeps
Oh.
into kids' nightmares and Elm Streets them into. It's Barney, but.
Oh man, is there any good Barney like creepypasta propaganda? Is there like some?
No, I don't
is there like
think
a
so.
Barney deep lore that anyone's like put the time into?
There's a no, well, there's
No,
a Tom Scott video about it. It's pretty good. He analyzes the movie.
Oh,
Talks
interesting.
about how Barney is like a demigod.
Whomst is Tom Scott?
Oh, fuck it, I'll just link it to you.
All right.
That is an interesting question on YouTube. He's pretty YouTubey.
Okay, fair enough.
Who is this Pee Wee Dee? No, no. You mean PewDiePie? No.
Pee Wee Tee Wee. No, I meant Pee Wee Dee Wee.
That's one of Donald Duck's nephews.
He's not in so many of the comics. He wasn't as popular.
Cutie Duty.
QB Doobie.
There, I'll put it in the
QB
actual...
Doobie Doo. Pewdie Hoo.
I'll put it in the actual stream chat so you can enjoy that later.
Oh, thank you. Heh. There's this guy. There's so many guys that do video things that look like this guy. He just like he's just got that face. It's or maybe that is maybe conversely that is a face that is trustworthy enough that people will promote their videos if they do a good job. Maybe there's something about him that says like trustworthy nerd. But yeah,
that is the YouTube face.
The YouTube face, yeah. Whatever the hell you.
As you say, that is true. You do YouTube and don't have a beard. What's that like?
Bizarre. I'll tell you what it's like. There's one guy who I vaguely kind of a little bit look like, not really, that people openly go, "Oh God, you look like that guy," and I go, "Okay, thanks, man." We're just both thin white guys. There's nothing about us that is actually similar.
There's no compliment that ever starts with "Oh God."
You know what's weird? That's been like a thing in my life. I think because I have such a I'm just like a now hiring poster. Like I'm like a cross section of white people of just like inoffensive, middle of the road. You wouldn't look twice at you.
Poster boy, you're pointing to somebody, smiling and telling them to carpool so that you can defeat Hitler.
I look like someone who an old person would trust on sight. Like I'm in that's the mold I live in, which is pretty useful.
That is true. You could hold up a frame and be confused for a Norman Rockwell painting.
Yeah. So that's fuck. I said so much I lost my point. What the hell were we talking about?
We were talking about how you are a YouTuber with no beard.
Oh yes. So it's really common for people to go, "Oh shit, you look like this guy or that guy or that guy," and it's always just like a middle of the road white guy who doesn't really look like me. I don't know if you remember when we worked together at the call center. That was when American Horror Story was on TV, and there was a character in it that was also a skinny white guy who looked, again, vaguely not real. Like, we both have thin faces, and people were like, "Oh shit, you look like that guy! You look like the guy from the thing!" And enough people told me that I know, I don't remember now, but I knew who the character was, because enough people told me I looked like them.
The one that always crosses my mind is, the comparison you always fucking hate, which is, you look like Boondock Saints era Willem Dafoe. And you're like, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. He looks like he was made by a cobbler. But sure. No, I don't mind it because we do have the same like weird mouth. I talk with this big wide flapping gums mouth, and it's kind of the same thing he does. So I can actually see Willem Dafoe a little bit. But I'll take it. You could do a lot worse. It is like a big thing to say to somebody. Like if you pick someone really like, "Wow, you look like Rodney Dangerfield." Like, really? Do you want to have said that to me right now? Because that's kind of a little bit harsh.
If anybody ever says you got the Dafoe look too, be like, "Oh, we both do have giant dicks." Apparently, he is well known in Hollywood for having a fucking hog on him.
Yeah, I remember
I don't know why.
The rumor that though I believe the term was unfilmable.
Yeah, I cannot fit this in my frame. Either that, or if we put this in, we're getting an NC-17 rating. Yeah. Oh, you said Ed Helms. I thought of Ed Wood.
Definitely. I haven't seen him in a very long time.
I'll give you my Plan 9 from outer space.
That's like one of my favorite. If you could get anybody to come in and like direct X movie, who would you get? Ed Wood. It'd be surprising.
Every fucking time. And you know what? It'll be Ernest.
That would be amazing.
At no point will that be like bad on like it won't be bad on purpose. It will be bad because what the fuck even is this movie?
The world needs more
But
of
it'll
that.
be fun.
I would love more Ed Wood in the world right now.
We just live in a time where that's like not profitable.
You know what?
You can't like be that anymore unless you're purely independent.
Well, you can't be that on a theater scale, but you can be that on a just you scale, you know? I love that. I want
it on a YouTube scale, I guess.
Sure, but you can make a decent career at it. Like if you're doing something creative and interesting, like even if you make something that's kind of mid, if you do it if you do something really unique, like people will pay attention, even if just to go, what the fuck's going on here? Like you can always make a career if you have like an earnest creativity and like something legitimate that's like worth making. And to me, that's like I know it's sort of a mixed thing, but when I think of Ed Wood, I think, well, fuck it, I got the idea, let's do it. I don't care. What do you mean we can't afford it? Just draw it on a piece of paper. What's the problem?
I got a roller skate in the garage. We'll use that as
the movie. Robot. It's not real. Put whatever up there.
It can look like anything.
For a while,
especially with a low budget.
During quarantine, I was doing a lot of script writing just to do it because I had the time. So I always want to, but I never can. And I was writing a show that I was thinking about putting together if quarantine lasted long enough. And I didn't build it, I just designed it. I was going to make a little cardboard spaceship that was like just big enough for me, like a little fort, and then cut one side of it out so that I could have a camera on the side. And I built a little thing with 2 rollerblades so that I could do kind of a steady cam pull so I could crawl through it. I didn't build the thing itself. I just tested the like setup for it with like a string and a pulley. And I wanted to do a little 1-person show just in this cardboard ship that would just be me, like I think derelict in space probably. I did it as like a writing challenge, but like I almost put it together if I had the time because it's just cardboard and marker. Like I could fucking do it. Who knows what it would look like, but I honestly, when I think back, like I should have done that. That would be a really fun thing to have made.
That does sound like it would have been a lot of fun. That is lockdown. That is COVID lockdown incarnate right there.
Oh yeah.
I wrote a one-man show.
Yep.
That is because I could. What am I gonna do? Get cast members? No.
It's just me. Let's do it. Absolutely.